Today I'm going to show you how to make a large batch of brown butter bits using whole milk powder. We're starting with 4 cups of melted butter over medium-low heat in a heavy bottom pot, with heavy emphasis on a heavy bottom pot. You want to make sure your pot is large enough so that once you get your milk powder combined in here, that you give your mixture room to expand. So just keep that in mind. Give yourself space to work so you're not fighting against the process. And then once the butter is fully melted, you want to go ahead and start slowly adding in the whole milk powder. And don't dump it all in at once. You want to add a little at a time, then stir it, and this is going to help prevent clumping. You want to stir it continuously and get everything smoothly incorporated into the butter. What we're essentially doing is increasing the milk solids in the butter. And those milk solids are what brown and creates that deep, nutty, rich, toffee-like flavor that makes brown butter so special. From here, it becomes a process of patience and attention. You don't want to rush this part. Keep your heat at medium-low and stir continuously. Not aggressive, but consistently. You want to make sure nothing's sitting at the bottom of the pot long enough to burn. Over time, you'll start to see a change because at first it's going to look like melted butter with suspended milk solids. Then it'll start to foam slightly and the color will begin to shift. And as you move through the process, you'll see those milk solids start to toast like they're doing here. The color will deepen from pale yellow to golden to eventually an amber color. So around the 18 to 20 minute mark is where things really start to develop. The color becomes noticeably deeper, and here you'll start to smell that signature brown butter aroma. Nutty, warm, almost like caramel or toffee. That's when you know you're on the right track. Now we're almost there, but we still got a ways to go, so keep stirring. And don't walk away. The difference between perfectly brown butter and burnt butter could happen so quick at this stage. For this batch, the process took about 30 minutes, and by the end, you'll be left with deeply brown butter and beautifully toasted milk solids, which is what we're after. At this point, I'm about 30 minutes in, and I'm going to go ahead and turn off the heat. Then carefully pour everything through a strainer set over a bowl. This will separate the brown butter from the brown milk solids, which I like to call brown butter bits. While you've poured out the bits, give them a quick stir while they're still hot. This prevents any residual heat from causing them to burn further. Don't drop yours in the butter like I just did. Then transfer those bits onto a pan or a tray so they can cool quickly. And once they've cooled completely, you can store them in a glass jar with a lid or in a freezer bag. And you can store this in the refrigerator up to 2 weeks, or you can keep it in the freezer for 3 to 4 months. All you'll need is about a tablespoon of these bits along with the regular butter in your recipe, and it does an amazing job at bringing in that deep brown butter flavor without doing all the extra work the next time. And that's what it's really about: understanding your ingredients, taking your time, and setting yourself up to create something better every time.